This conference will now be recorded.
In this section, we are going to discuss about reporting option on ASM. So with respect to reporting, ASM provides you two areas for reports. One is the overview section. The other is reporting section. These are closely related and interlinked. Overview is designed to give you a higher level and overview of your system activities. So at overview section, you have the option to create customizable graphical reports, or other way you can say as widgets for viewing statistical information for maybe some certain amount of time, maybe by a day, a week, or a month. So at a glance, you can view security policies which are assigned to virtual servers. You can view the attacks that have occurred, any anomalies that have been detected in your network. Within within this, you can create your own widgets and create that as a chart. That statistics you can export it as a PDF file, maybe on your local computer, or you can send this as a email. So the graphical reports that we are talking about here can provide an overview of like top URLs by requests, or top requests types, top security policies which are being used, top virtual servers by average transactions per second. And then in the reporting section, you can even create charts based on specific filters. Like you can create based on specific applications, virtual servers, or any attack types which are happening in your environment, any specific violations that are occurring, or if you want to see chat statistical information related to any specific URLs, you can view that. Even with respect to client IP addresses, you can view a specific report. What methods have been used, the HTTP methods, what protocols are involved. You can view details with respect to the user names. You can even view with respect to various violation ratings. So ASM provides several predefined filters that can produce the charts which are focused on these top security policies, top violations, or top attacks which are happening in your environment. And then you also have option of scheduling the charts, which is called as charts scheduler. This feature allows you to send predefined charts to specific email addresses. Maybe if you want the charts every 24 hours, you can do that, or maybe every 6 hours, you can do that, or you want it monthly, you can do that, even weekly, you can do. And these predefined charts would include like details like top alarmed URLs, top alarmed policies, top attacks in the last hour, top sessions, top usernames, top blocked URLs, top blocked policies. And then with respect to brute force attack or web scraping attack on your application, you have a separate option or separate tab which is available to display the statistics related to your brute force attack and web scraping. They have a dedicated tab and are filterable with respect to virtual server or application services or any security policy. Now, these are like various graphs which are available. Now, with respect to ASM resource itself, there are several factors that can affect ASM resource consumption, which means um, this all depends on how many incoming requests are coming per second during peak time hours, or maybe the percentage of traffic that has a payload, maybe corresponding to post requests, a percentage of traffic which has uh, data related to JSON or XML payloads. How is your traffic distribution? That also would contribute to ASM resource consumption. So, like analyzing, mostly these are all small form submissions or maybe some large file uploads. And then you have like how much you have enabled the logging, enabling. If you plan to log everything, all the details of the data that is coming in, the request and the response, again, that would result in ASM resource consumption. If you have also enabled a user session awareness, that is again consuming. How many policies are there on your device, whether the traffic learning is manual or automatic. So all this contributes to memory or CPU utilization on the device. So you also have specific charts which are related to CPU utilization and memory utilization. So the ASM daemon, which is the BD daemon, and how much is your TMM CPU being used for each CPU, maybe on a multi chassis, multi-bladed system or a standalone system. You can view all those utilizations just by moving on to that specific chart with respect to various time period, maybe hourly, every weekly, like that. And with respect to memory utilization, you can see how much is the memory utilization with respect to the incoming request. And then one more, in the same ASM resources section, you have one more option which is called as bypass information. So there are two cases in which HTTP might bypass the ASM security processing. One, if let's say the ASM is not enabled, or for some reason if the daemon is restarting, or other is ASM can no longer handle the traffic. Handle the incoming requests or any transactions. So either way, the traffic bypasses the ASM to avoid causing the downtime. So this resource graph will display the data which is related to backlog messages, HTTP requests, and transactions which are basically bypassed. And then uh, with respect to reporting, you also have option of PCI compliance. So PCI stands for Payment Card Industry. So this report allows you to provide auditors specific proof that your device and the configuration is in compliance with the standards settings, how it should be for a payment card industry. So it this report basically provides you a complete executive summary on how your security policy is completely meeting the expectations. So you can have different descriptions like installing and maintaining a firewall configuration to protect the cardholder data, protect any stored cardholder data, encrypt the transmission of cardholder data across public network, and make sure that it is completely encrypted end to end. Use regularly antivirus software. So like this, you will get different security measures in your PCI compliance report. So now whatever sections that we have discussed, let's go on to the appliance and see where does this apply. So on your appliance, if you go to the security section, in here you have two options for reporting. One is your overview and the second one is your reporting section. So if you go to overview and if you go to summary, you will have different options with respect to the security policies. Like these are already created widgets which are available. So top security policies where the client IP address is this. Like this, you can create your own widget. So if I just click on add widget, in here you get an option. So how do you want to view? Maybe with respect to virtual servers, you want to view the last day, last hour, last week. Like this, you can filter and what measurements that you want to select. Maybe let's say violation rating is 2, 1, 3. Then so like this, you will see the widget that you created. So you will see different virtual servers because the criteria which you selected is view by virtual servers. So with respect to this virtual server, you'll see the violation ratings, whatever sections that you have selected. So like this, you can create as many widgets as you want to have a good understanding about the traffic flow which is passing your F5 through the various virtual servers. And then you also have option to export these reports either locally on your computer or send these reports via email as an attachment. So any way you can do it. Then with respect to reporting, if I go to application, I have option for various charts which are available. So I can use all these filters: top username, top sessions which are being used, top attack, alarmed policies, top attacks in the last day. All this I can view it, and even I can filter with respect to virtual servers. I can view with respect to the URLs. So these are various chart based filters which are currently available. Then you also have option for, okay, in here you will get a chart scheduler option. So in chart scheduler, you can schedule the specific reports that you want. All that we have seen in the previous screen, like top alarmed URLs, top policies, all these we can send it to our email ID maybe every 24 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, monthly or weekly, whatever is our requirement. So before that, again, you have to, since this will be sent as an email, so you have to complete your SMTP configuration on your appliance. And then with respect to in the reporting section itself, you will find various charts related to these statistics, the attacks which are dedicated to attacks. So brute force, any brute force attack which is happening on your application, you can see the statistics here with respect to brute force. With respect to web scraping, you can see all the attacks happening on your virtual servers here. And again, in here you have option to filter by various virtual servers. If you want to see the attacks only related to one specific virtual server, you can choose that, or only with respect to one specific security policy, you can do that as well. And then, as I was discussing about ASM resource utilization, you can view the graphs which are related to resource in this section. So you go to reporting, ASM resources, and this is where you will see CPU utilization, memory utilization. See in here with respect to this ASM daemon BD and TMM, how much is the utilization, how swap is being used, and then any bypass which is happening in your environment. All these details you will be able to see. Now, the next section is the PCI compliance report which we discussed. So let's try to check the PCI compliance report with respect to any of our security policies which we have already created. So let's first navigate to security reporting application, and in here we have option for PCI compliance. So in here, if from the security policy drop down, if you choose any specific um, policy that you have created, it will show you whether this is completely PCI compliant or not. So here, all these icons, red icons that you see, right? This is where you need to keep a look on. So you need to ensure that um, this is just a hyperlink. If you click on this, you will get these information, what exactly you have to do on this security policy to make sure that this is PCI compliant. And for PCI compliance, if there are any options which are not applicable, then it will show as NA, that specific feature. And then with respect to the traffic learning, we also get a graph there. Let's say, let me show you. In here, if you expand this, you will get a graphical representation with respect to your learning. So with this, we complete the reporting section.